Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, Viksit Bharat at 2047, as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are celebrating Global Talent Acquisition Day internationally, which is celebrated every year on the first Wednesday in September. This year it falls on September 3rd. This day was introduced in 2018 by KRT Marketing, a talent acquisition agency offering its services to companies worldwide. It recognizes the contributions of talent acquisition professionals to employers and organizations everywhere. After all, many companies wouldn't have any labor at all without the efforts of talent acquisition agents. They recruit employees with the right skills and qualifications, playing a critical role in the job sector. Talent acquisition professionals are often overlooked. Their job is obscure but essential, and they deserve a holiday in their honor. Though it's an industry that has grown tremendously in recent years, talent acquisition is by no means a new phenomenon. This profession has existed in one form or another for thousands of years. Throughout human history, there always have been a process of identifying and employing skilled workers to meet certain needs. In the past, early forms of a talent acquisition were usually led by governments. Empires and kingdoms needed competent professionals to act as political advisors, military commanders, and government administrators. One example of this was in ancient China during the Song Dynasty era, 960 AD to 1279 AD. To enter the government civil service, citizens had to take a series of formal exams. These exams were so difficult that only 1% of the applicants passed. So this rigorous process ensured only the most capable citizens served in the Chinese government. Greco-Roman societies also practiced talent acquisition. Both the Greeks and Romans had very militaristic societies. It was common for government to send recruiters to seek out talent soldiers and commanders for their fighting forces. Julius Caesar, 100 to 44 BC, was one of the first to introduce an employee referral system. Successful recruiters were rewarded generously with up to third of their annual pay. So this incentivized, sorry, this incentivized the talent acquisition process, but that wasn't enough for the Roman Empire. The military was advertised as a status symbol and soldiers were tattooed. In this way, the army's ranks swelled thanks to Caesar's talent acquisition methods. World War I and II saw a rise in talent acquisition using military recruitment and advertisements. The Uncle Sam, I Want You poster remains one of the most instantly recognizable things about the American war effort. Present day talent acquisition is geared towards employment in the private sector. So sprucing up the office for the talent acquisition team makes them feel appreciated and is a good way to celebrate Global Talent Acquisition Day. It could be something as simple as fresh coat of paint, some tasteful art, or a new flat screen, upgrading the workspace. Kind words of gratitude can go a long way. Don't hesitate to contact people and let them know how grateful you are for their work. Talent acquisition agents play a vital but overlooked role in every workplace and organization. You can call, send an email, or tag people on social media to let them know you care. About 78% of talent acquisition staff say diversity in the workplace impacts their talent acquisition process. Diversity is becoming more important. Only 25% of organizations put gender diversity targets in place as part of their talent acquisition strategy. About 66% of business leaders say that having strategic education programs in their organization helps attract new talent. By 2030, shortages in human talent will mount to more than 85 million people worldwide, resulting in $8.5 trillion in unrealized annual services. About 75% of talent acquisition professionals say that there is a skills gap with job applicants, and 91% of the managers believe employee learning programs can help close these gaps. So it feels good to be appreciated. Today, talent acquisition agents get the recognition they deserve. The importance of talent acquisition in the employment market cannot be overstated. This day does well to remind everyone that global talent acquisition isn't limited to specific countries. So everyone can celebrate this day and appreciate the hard work of the Talent Acquisition Professionals Network. Today is also commemorated as Merchant Navy Day on September 3rd, annually observed in recognition of the sacrifice in World War I, especially in UK. King George V bestowed the title of the Merchant Navy on British merchant seafarers. They are often regarded as a forgotten and invisible Navy community. Modern-day merchant seafarers are responsible for the UK's imports, including food and other daily products and goods. On this day, the Red Ensign is flown across the country to honor the brave men and women of the Merchant Navy. So Merchant Navy Day is observed in the UK on September 3rd. The day commemorates an event in 1939 during World War II when the first UK merchant ship, SS Antonia was torpedoed and sunk by Germany with a loss of over 120 passengers and crew. Merchant Navy Day raises public awareness of the country's ongoing dependence on merchant seafarers. The Seafarers Charity, formerly known as Seafarers UK, started the Fly the Red Ensign for the Merchant Navy Day campaign in 2015 to address sea blindness, providing an opportunity to pay tribute to merchant seafarers. Merchant Navy Day became an official day of remembrance in 2000. The Merchant Navy Day was the title coined by King George V to recognize the sacrifice of merchant seafarers in World War I, and several other nations have adopted the title. Since during wartime, the merchant navy became an essential part of the support to carry servicemen and their supplies overseas. Around 1,85,000 people, civilians and volunteers served in the merchant navy at that time. So they were involved in the Battle of Atlantic, struggling to deliver food, fuel, equipment, and raw materials. Over 14,000 people died in the World War I and more than 30,000 in World War II. The merchant navy kept Britain afloat during both world wars and is now responsible for delivering more than 90% of the UK's imports and exports. The merchant navy consists of commercial trading ships and their crews, and the ships fly the red ensign. The day is an opportunity to honor the brave men and women of merchant seafarers for their service and sacrifice. Today is also commemorated as National Welsh Rarebit Day in US, celebrated on September 3rd. The term rarebit is taken from the Welsh language, but it is just a thickly sliced bread with loads of the decadent cheese sauce on top. The key ingredients and preparation for all the recipes were the same except for a few alterations. The English rarebit bread was basted after toasting and cheese was broiled at the top. The bread used for preparing Scottish rarebit was buttered, and Welsh rarebit was the same except the bread was both buttered and spread with mustard. So over the years, there have been several other versions of the dish. The addition of eggs on the top results in what called a golden buck. Tomatoes turn the dish into blushing bunny. Some people experiment with the ingredients by adding caramelized onions too. In the 18th century, it was common to serve Welsh rarebit as a delicious and filling supper. Today is also commemorated as Skyscraper Day in US. Skyscrapers have become pretty commonplace in modern times, and is our golden opportunity to appreciate these architectural marvels and feats of engineering. Skyscrapers grace our big cities with their bold presence and define our skylines with mighty buildings that literally seem to scrape the sky. But skyscrapers have only been around for 130 years. The world's first skyscraper was completed in 1885 in Chicago, and it stood only 138 feet tall, or mere 10 stories that would not even count as a skyscraper today. But the name stuck, and initially any building that towered high over the surrounding structures was dubbed as skyscraper. Over time, our ability to engineer and construct skyscrapers improved drastically, and now building must have at least 40 floors to be classified as a skyscraper at all. In crowded urban areas where landscape is at premium, skyscrapers allow us to build upward rather down outwards, converting a single allotment of land area into 40 or more floors of potential living space. For National Skyscraper Day on September 3rd, we invite you to join in taking a long look up. Today is also commemorated as US Bowling League on September 3rd. As we are geared up to bowl a perfect game in the US Bowling League on September 3rd, bowling is an ideal activity to enjoy any time of the year, handling to the bowling alley with friends Our family never gets old or dull. In the 1830s and 1840s, a ban was placed on the bowling by officials based in Connecticut. Excessive gambling was linked with the activity, posing a threat to public welfare. At the time, bowling featured 9 pins, which is what was specifically outlawed. Players found a way around by this adding an extra pin, making the game 10 pin. The next evolution of the game happened when the automatic pin setter revolutionized bowling in 1950s. On US Bowling League Day, leagues and sportsmanship are celebrated. In a bowling league, teams face off during a season. There are 3 games in each match with teams facing each other either once a week or once every other week, or the standard number of players is 4, but it is also common to have 3 or 5 players in a team. The leagues are not limited to any one gender. Scoring depends on the league. Points may be awarded for every game won, or the team who bowls over more pins than any other teams by the end of the week. A player's average is based on their bowling, which is pooled in the team's average score. Teams with higher averages bowl against those with lower averages. Winning teams are often given cash prizes or other incentives. Today is also commemorated as Yamshita Surrender Day in Philippines on September 3rd, as declared by Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte. This event marks a pinnacle in the country's rich historical event since World War II began in Baguio City. When it is a special working holiday, Philippines are encouraged to honor the value and relevance of this day in the country's history as they commemorate the surrender of Japanese General Tomoyuki Yamashita to the Allied forces in Camp John Hay 77 years ago. Today is dedicated to paying respects to the deceased soldiers who fought hard for the peace, order, and freedom. Today is also commemorated as Foundation Day in San Marino, which is celebrated on September 3rd. The foundation of the Republic of San Marino is celebrated annually as a national day. It commemorates the day when Saint Marinus, a martyr and a Christian stonemason from the island of Rab, is present today. Protea, who fled to escape Emperor Diocletian's persecution of Christians, gathered a band of men upon Monte Titano and founded that became the world's oldest surviving sovereign state. The small republic situated in the Apennines of Italy, San Marino has lived under the constant threat from its more powerful neighbors, the Roman Empire, France, and the Papal States. The celebration includes the flag raising ceremony, the solemn oath, and a military parade. Although San Marino did not formally enter World War II, it was wrongly reported in an article from New York Times that it had declared war on the United Kingdom on September 17, 1940. Later, the Sammarinese government told the British that they had not declared war on them. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. And we are planning a one-day seminar on occasion of World Suicide Prevention Day. So we request everyone, whoever is interested to present any topic on suicide prevention, are welcome to send your details in WhatsApp or to email ID. And we also request all others to join, everyone to join as participants and raise the question and gain insights into suicide prevention. So we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form before leaving the platform. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link. Take care. Good night.